Hello, Pokemon trainers! It's your boy, iStarlyTV, back with some Pokemon Sun and Moon Battle Spot Singles battles. Haven't done one of these in a little while, and we have another post-commentary battle, which means, of course, that this battle has already taken place. I'm just post-narrating it. It was a really good battle. I think it turned out really nicely, and I get to show off two Pokemon that I've been trying out on Battle Spot Singles that I think have been working really well for me. One of those, of course, being Mega Mawile, who is kind of new to the scene, and it's a really, really powerful Pokemon. You just kind of have to fit it into the right team, otherwise it doesn't really do a whole lot. It is very, very slow, so it is a little bit gimmicky, but it hits insanely hard. And then I'm also using Silvally, which is an interesting one. I'm trying out Parting Shot on this one, which is, what it does is it switches out and it lowers the opponent's attack and special attack, which means that I can often switch into Mawile and kind of get the double attack drop with Intimidate, and that allows me a free opportunity to set up with Swords Dance. So let's see how that works out. I do lead with Silvally, as I often do, because again, Silvally allows me to scout the opponent and to go for the Parting Shot into Mawile if I need to. My opponent leads with Landorus, which isn't that bad for me. The Silvally actually has max special attack, and I'm running Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, and Flamethrower. So, of course, given that I have Ice Beam, I'm going to be a good matchup for this Landorus. So I'm going to stay in and go for the Ice Beam. My opponent goes for the knockoff, probably either expecting me to switch or expecting me to be holding an item. Since I'm holding a Z Crystal, that does not get knocked off, and I take very little damage. I go for the Ice Beam, figuring I can kill it, but Landorus commonly holds Assault Vest on Battle Spot Singles, which boosts its special defense. So that Ice Beam actually does not kill Landorus, unfortunately. Normally, I'm pretty sure it would, though. My opponent goes for the U-turn now because they realize there's not much they can do against Silvally. I'm going to be killing them with the Ice Beam in the next turn. So here I go for the Parting Shot, predicting the switch. Unfortunately, my opponent makes a great play, goes into Metagross, and because it has Clear Body, it basically blocks the Parting Shot from happening. So that was a wasted turn on my part. Really unfortunate. And I stay in here just figuring I'm going to go for the Flamethrower, try to get as much damage as possible. I didn't want to switch into anything else because my Mamoswine has Focus Sash, and because my Mawile is kind of fragile, and because since I want to be winning the game with Mawile, I don't want it to take any extra damage than it needs to. Luckily, I live the Iron Head. Not only that, but I do not get flinched, which allows me to go for the Flamethrower here. Unfortunately, that does not kill or even burn Metagross. It does a lot of damage though, and I decided to stay in here just by some crazy chance my opponent misses or goes for a different move or something like that. Unfortunately, they don't. They do finish me off, but like I said, I didn't want to switch into Mawile or Mamoswine. I did not want them to take any more damage than they needed to, but now I can go into Mawile, and I can get the Intimidate on the Metagross since they have Tough Claws. They do not have Clear Body anymore, and then I'm just gonna Mega Evolve now because that'll boost my bulk. Mega Mawile actually has really good defense, and I do take neutral hits from their Iron Head, so I'm not taking, I mean, I'll probably still take a lot of damage given that Metagross is so powerful. So very awkwardly here, my opponent goes into Landorus, which does get the Intimidate on Mawile and lowers my attack by 1 stage. That's a bad thing for Mawile, although, as I've said before, Mawile is just so insanely powerful that even with Intimidate, it's still hitting pretty hard, as you'll find out here. I awkwardly go for the Sucker Punch, figuring my opponent well, actually, that was for the Metagross, but my opponent switched, so the Sucker Punch didn't work. And then here I go for Sucker Punch again, scouting, or remembering that my opponent likely has Assault Vest because they lived the Ice Beam. And if they have Assault Vest, that means they have all attacking moves, so that means Sucker Punch will definitely hit unless they switch out. Now they go into Tapu Fini, and this is the most problematic Pokemon for my -1 attack Mawile because of the fact that it's just so bulky. Tapu Fini is just supremely bulky. Here, this works out in my favor. My opponent taunts me thinking, well, they're at -1, so they're going to go for Swords Dance. But I do make the correct play here, just go for the Iron Head. My thought process here was I just wanted to get damage on this Tapu Fini. I don't think I predicted the taunt. I think I had it in the back of my head like, oh, they could go for taunt here. But I was mainly thinking about just getting damage on the Tapu Fini and also scouting for how much damage I would be doing. Here they go for Calm Mind, thinking that they're fairly safe and maybe even expecting me to switch out. But what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to switch gears, and just go for the Play Rough just to get more damage. I felt like at this point it was like a risk that I needed to take. Even though Play Rough can potentially miss, I felt like it was worth it to get the extra damage on Tapu Fini, because if I just kept spamming Iron Head, I wasn't going to be killing them anytime soon, and a couple Play Roughs would dispatch of the Tapu Fini. So now my opponent goes for Surf, trying to get as much damage on Mawile as possible. They don't want to be a sitting duck, they don't want to just spam Calm Mind, because then if I get a critical hit or something, then they will have wasted their Tapu Fini. And I'm just going to go for the Play Rough here. Luckily, I do not miss, and luckily, I do get the kill. And that's what I'm talking about with Mega Mawile being so powerful. I'm at -1, and I knocked out a Tapu Fini at almost half health. Tapu Fini, again, is one of the most bulky Pokemon in the game right now, and Mawile just blasted right through it. Here, I knew that Metagross often has only attacking moves, so I just went for the Sucker Punch. That ended up being the correct play for me. And I'm going to end up getting the victory there. I didn't even need to send Mamoswine in at all. So this was a little bit of a shorter battle. I do have a few battles backed up on my DS, so I'll be uploading those fairly soon as well. But since those battles use a different team, I just figured I'd kind of group them together. And then since this team, or this battle, has the team that I've been using previously, which is Silvally and Mawile, I wanted to show that off in the beautiful 1080 HD quality. So let me know what you thought. I know the content has been a little slower on the channel. I'm still looking for guides and other types of videos to do on the channel. I'm really interested in the channel still. I want to keep making great content for video games and mainly Pokemon. I've just been really busy with school, and I've been focusing on a lot of other things with school and work, unfortunately, so that's why I haven't really gotten too much out on the channel. But I plan to change that. I plan to upload more battles, more name raiders very soon as well. So definitely check all those videos out. I'll be posting links to all of those previous awesome videos in the description or at the end of this video. And if you have any suggestions for anything, any types of videos that you'd like to see from me, definitely let me know. I'm definitely open to suggestions, and I love trying new things and old things. So please leave a like if you enjoyed. Please subscribe for more Pokemon Sun and Moon content. We would really appreciate it. I'll see you all very soon.